Got muted. There we go. I think I was muted, guys. I was saying what a day it was. What a day it was. Yeah, I mean, I was trying to think like, was this day better than like we've ever seen before? I think you can hear me now, right, John? Um, and then is free agency first day always like this? And I think a lot of it had to do with there was just a lot of fantasy relevant players as well. Um, Yeah, that's yeah, I mean, man, what a day it was. A lot of moves, trades before the free agency. I mean, and this is only day one. I know a lot of like the main, fantasy relevant guys kind of, got scooped up today, but there's still some things out there. So it's going to be fun to kind of look through these, break some of these moves down, and stuff like that. So appreciate you. Kevin's here. We got you here. Rick, what's up? Legal tampering window helps. Yeah. For my Raiders, yes, amazing day for free agency. I mean, Raiders had a bunch of money to spend, right? I did think the Jalen Naylor signing was interesting. So I think that was not someone we expected to get, but it's kind of the nature of the position, man. I mean, look what Alec Pierce got. Like, Alec Pierce is a very good player. But holy crap, to get $100 million, like, wow, the wide receiver market is absolutely through the roof. So, I mean, we can just kind of jump right into it, to be honest. Like, we don't have to wait around. I kind of have a chronological order of players here that were signing. I think it started, I think they go back here. This is on PFF here. Yeah. So they go back a couple, Khalil Mack re-signing and Max Crosby. That was all before today. We'll just kind of go in chronological order. I'd like to get your guys' thoughts on how we're viewing these players, feeling about these players, because I am obviously excited about some of these moves for sure. Starting off with the first big fantasy relevant piece today was Alec Pierce. Alec Pierce resigns 4 years, $116 million. Man, what a signing for Alec Pierce. So it's going to be interesting here. Like, I was kind of under the I was saying about Pierce, like, I don't really know if he's going to be much better than what he was last year. Like, I felt like last year is a little bit of Alec Pierce's ceiling if they use him the same way. That's the only thing here is like if they use him differently, then maybe he can be something more. But if they kind of just use him, like, that's just the nature of who he is. He's like a throwback player, man. He's like a throwback to the 70s type of player, averaging over 20 yards a catch. You can't catch that many passes when you're averaging 22 yards per catch. And he's led the league in yards per reception each of the last 2 years. So are they going to use him differently? Michael Pittman's gone, which I guess we can kind of talk about here as well. But like, Pittman is gone. So that helps Alec Pierce. But I would be pretty surprised if the Colts just went into the season with like Pierce and Downs as their 1 and 2. I mean, they weren't particularly deep at wide receiver anyways, right? And, they get rid of Pittman. So now, like, is your wide receiver 3 Ashton Doolin? They didn't really draft anyone last year. They traded away Adonai Mitchell. So I don't know, honestly, how I feel about Alec Pierce. Like, does he get a bump? Yeah, because he's at least going back to the team that he was just on, where he put up 1,000 yards and had probably a top 24 season. I don't know. Do you guys think he can be more than just like what he's been the last 2 years, where he's averaging 20 plus yards per reception, and that's really going to limit his amount of catches? Like, can he become more of a complete receiver? I don't 100% know if he can. I wonder what you guys think there. But again, like, you can't complain. You can't complain about Alec Pierce. And, him going back to the Colts. That's another thing, though, is like his quarterback, right? Like who's going to be his quarterback? Because he was doing obviously a lot of that damage with Danny Dimes. And Danny Dimes could still get scooped up, right? Like, didn't they put like the tender, the second round, or they put some kind of tender or transition tag on Daniel Jones? I mean, like Alec Pierce was pretty consistent. He was pretty consistent all year long. Like even after Jones got hurt, like he was still kind of doing what he does. But I don't know. Like I think I would try and really capitalize on Alec Pierce's, like, this might be the most valuable Alec Pierce is ever going to be, like between now and the draft, because the Colts could make a move. They could still make a move for another receiver. We'll check out who's still out there and stuff like that. And they could draft someone as well, right? This could be the most valuable that we will ever see Alec Pierce coming off of a good season, getting a big time contract, and Michael Pittman gone. Like, mark it down. Monday, March 9th might be the highest we will ever see Alec Pierce ranked and valued in Dynasty. Again, in deeper leagues, I think he's a lot more valuable. I know some of you in here, you play in our listener leagues. We play in a 12x12, right? In the 12x12s, I just saw who went on the block there, John. In a 12x12, like 12 teams start 12, Alec Pierce is incredibly valuable. He's starting each and every week. Even if he does what he did in 2024, he's starting each and every week. But like, to me, I think he's at his highest value. He's moved up 4 spots according to Keep Trade Cut. Yeah, I think he's a sell high. Did they let the better wide receiver go? Potentially. They must have a plan though, because like, who's going to play on the outside for them? I know they're going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets. Tyler Warren's going to be a big. I mean, honestly, Tyler Warren might be the person who benefits the most from all of this, right? Like, he gets rid of Michael Pittman, who, not so much last year, but Michael Pittman in his career has been a little bit of a target hog, right? He had, 3 straight years of 130 targets or more. Last couple of years, 111 targets, so not quite the same, but he's still like, you got to replace 111 targets, 80 catches from Michael Pittman. So, I think I think Tyler Warren probably benefits the most here. And we'll see what the Colts do. Do they try and go out and get a wide receiver? There should be, let's see, they're picking at 6. No, that's right. The Jets have their first round pick, so they're not picking until 47th overall. Interesting there. I mean, that is a feather in the cap for Alec Pierce, and also Josh Downs. Like, is Josh Downs going to be the guy that's going to play on the outside? Who's going to be their slot receiver? Who's going to be their other outside receiver? A lot of questions there, I think, for Indy. The next big one, and maybe the biggest of all, was Kenneth Walker. 3 years, $43 million, going to your Kansas City Chiefs. I love it. I mean, it's basically the Chiefs are still, one of the desired landing spots for every fantasy player. Doesn't matter if you're a quarterback, tight end, well, obviously not quarterback, but running back, wide receiver, tight end. Like, we always talk about the Chiefs. Oh, what if he goes to the Chiefs? Now, the Chiefs offense has been kind of mid the last 3 years. I think they haven't averaged more than 24 points per game since 2022. But we still view them as one of these elite landing spots, right? And we probably should. I mean, Kenneth Walker, like, the Chiefs desperately needed a run game, man. They have not really had a run game under Mahomes and Andy Reid, really. I mean, they had Kareem Hunt that like year and a half there before they let him go, and stuff like that. Like, but they haven't really had a run game here. They've been trying to find someone. Well, this is their guy potentially. This is their guy, and so currently for the Chiefs, let's see here. Uh, I mean, let's see here. Chiefs free agents 2026 because I'm pretty sure. Obviously, you still have Brashard Smith there. You still have Brashard Smith there. Kareem Hunt's a free agent, right? And then I assume Pacheco is still there. Or is Kareem Hunt under contract? I don't even remember. But Elijah Mitchell was there as well. Like they had a whole a hodgepodge of guys there. Yeah, Kareem Hunt's a free agent. So do they bring him back? Probably not. Isaiah Pacheco will still be there or no, he's a free agent as well. Damn, it's already been 4 years with Pacheco. That's crazy. That is crazy. But man, like, could the Chiefs still bring someone in? Yes, it's going to be very telling. The one thing about Kenneth Walker is that, he's had a couple of different coaches here, right? And no one's really viewed him as a every down workhorse back, right? His 4 years in the NFL, no one has really viewed Kenneth Walker as like the guy. 2022, Kenneth Walker was good, but he started to split time with Rashad Penny, and then Rashad Penny got hurt. And then, obviously Charbonnet the last couple of years and stuff, and it wasn't until Charbonnet. Like, do the Chiefs view Kenneth Walker as an every down back? We will see. I like, Brashard Smith as a pass catcher, but I mean, if he's like the only competition really to Kenneth Walker, I mean, where are we valuing Kenneth Walker right now, guys? Like, how high does he go up in the running back ranking? So he is moving up. He's moved up 5 spots. So basically, Kenneth Walker has jumped ETN, Chase Brown, Kyron Williams. I think he was already ahead of ETN, but he's jumped Chase Brown, Kyron Williams, Saquon, and McCaffrey. Is that fair? Is that fair that he's jumped those guys? Is he going to jump Bucky Irving? Is he going to jump Breece Hall? Like, how high does Kenneth Walker get? Is he going to the top 10? I'll share this with you real quick. This is where he's at, right? According to Keep Trade Cut. Right? Like, he's already passed up some of these guys. Does he pass up Bucky? Does he pass up Breece? Does he pass up Quinshon? Does he pass up Travion? I think he could get as high as RB9. I think he could. Like, what's the argument? Like, if we think Kenneth Walker is going to smash with the Chiefs, and we think he's going to be better than Bucky and Breece and Quinshon and Travion this coming year, and probably over the next 2 seasons, there's no reason not to have Kenneth Walker above them, right? I don't care that Breece is a year younger than him. I don't care that Travion's 2 years younger than him. I don't care that Quinshon's 3 years younger than him. If we think Kenneth Walker is going to be better over the next 2 seasons than this group of guys right here, then he should absolutely be ranked ahead of them. So, is he going to – he shouldn't jump like JT and James Cook. I mean, the only reason he jumps JT is because of the age, right? But that's kind of stupid. Like, he shouldn't jump there, but he should find himself into the top 10. He should find himself into the top 10. Again, this is why you held Kenneth Walker. I was very high on Walker entering the 25 season. It didn't play out that way until like the playoffs, the last couple of games and then the playoffs. But man, Walker was awesome last year, guys. Like, I was really hoping like I could buy low on Walker this offseason, and then he went off in the playoffs and now he's on the Chiefs. It's like, nope, you can't buy low on Kenneth Walker. Man, I was really hoping to. I would rather have Walker over all those, but not necessarily Bucky. That's fair. But at the same time, John, who has a better season next year, Walker or Bucky? Like, who's your guess? And who's better, over the next 2 seasons? If they both stay healthy, it's probably Kenneth Walker, potentially. Yeah, free Breece, please. Yeah, I do want to talk about this, Rick, and maybe I'll talk about it after the Kenneth Walker, but after the Travis Etienne. But man, this was the dream spot. And I read something about how over the last couple seasons, it was something related to Seattle. I'll have to find the exact stat, but it was something related to Seattle's like run blocking offensive line, and basically like Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker are they were able to, like, especially Kenneth Walker, were able to like create a lot after yards after contact and stuff like that, because Seattle wasn't necessarily winning a lot of their run blocks, and the Chiefs have been winning like all their run blocks. They just haven't had an explosive running back. I mean, you see this like 42 explosive runs in 2025 for Kenneth Walker. That's I don't think the Chiefs have had like a running back run for over 20 yards in like a year or two. So I mean, this is absolute dream spot. I think he shoots up to top 10. And if you held, I don't think you should necessarily be selling Brees, Kenneth Walker, excuse me. Malik Willis signs with the Dolphins. Malik Willis signs with the Dolphins. They let go of Tua. They didn't really pay him a whole lot. 3 years, $67.5 million. I don't know how much of that is guaranteed. $45 million guaranteed, but his per year is not quite at the level that we thought. What is that? About 22 and a half per million per year. I think people were speculating up to 30 million per year. So yeah, I think this is like, obviously this is fine. And Kevin, you were saying you traded Malik and a 27 projected late first from Mahomes and Rashawn White yesterday. Finished second in that league. Yeah, I think that's probably. I mean, you up tier to Mahomes, an incredible up tier to Mahomes, right? So, yeah, I think that's probably the move here. Like, I still don't think that this guarantees that Malik Willis is the guy. Like, again, they're paying him. Let's see what his contract actually looks like. They're paying him $22.5 million per year, which, again, you go to like QB contracts per year, NFL. And let's see here, average per year. That puts him pretty far down the list. I mean, Justin Fields was averaging $20 million per year signing with the Jets, right? And he got benched. So, like, I don't think this like guarantees that Malik Willis is even necessary. I think he's in the driver's seat to be the starter, but like, are they going to give Quinn Ewers a shot here? Remember, like I mentioned this about Malik Willis, I think it was yesterday, of basically just saying like, look, this was a backup quarterback, like drafted in the 3rd round. He couldn't beat out Ryan Tannehill. He couldn't beat out Will Levis. He goes to Green Bay. He plays in, I think, 4 games is what he started over his last 2 years in Green Bay. And he looked good in those games in the sense that he was able to win those games for Green Bay, right? I think he won most of those. He can run the ball, which is great, but he was never put into a spot where he had to throw the ball a lot, right? Like never. So what is he going to be when, like, the Dolphins are losing everyone? They're giving up everyone. Like, they are not, I don't think they're going to be a very good team next year. Are they going to be able to get away with Malik Willis only throwing the ball 12 times a game? Right? I don't know. You could do it with the Packers because the Packers were a good team. They had a good defense. They had a good run game to support Malik Willis, and they were able to basically like let Malik Willis manage the game and run when he needs to. Now, that being said, what's nice about Malik Willis is that if he starts, he's going to be good for fantasy. That's why we like rushing quarterbacks. It's not a situation of like, oh, we need him to start and be good. Like, he doesn't even need to be that good for him to be startable in fantasy, right? My only issue is how long is he going to start for? Again, he could be on a pretty bad team. The Dolphins could be kind of tanking a little bit. They haven't really dedicated that much money to Malik Willis to where if he just kind of sucks next year, either A, they go to Quinn Ewers, or B, they just keep tanking and then they get someone in next year's draft, which is stacked with quarterbacks. So I would look at potentially selling high on Malik Willis if I can. That being said, like, you should have a starter here. And again, like, if you're going out and making trades like this, like, then you are 100% taking advantage of the Malik Willis hype. So it definitely hurts Achane. I mean, it hurts Waddle, it hurts Achane. Like, it hurts all those guys. I guess those are really the only two that we kind of care about right now with the Dolphins, but like, it hurts those guys, man. Like, it really, really does. So yeah, I don't know. It sucks that we're not super excited about those guys. But I still think they can obviously be good. Like, Achane's still going to be good, and we don't know necessarily what this offense is going to look like, but I don't think it's going to look great to sit there and rely on Malik Willis to sling it 30 times, right? And again, I just don't know if the Dolphins are going to be in a situation where they can run an offense like that. Again, just going back and looking at, let's see here, career games where he started. Malik Willis started 3 games in Tennessee. He threw for 55, 80, and 99 yards. His most passes in a game is 23 over those 3 games. And then he started 3 games for Green Bay. And he threw for 122, 202, and 288. So, I mean, he went 18 for 21, threw the ball. He had a pretty good passing game there against Baltimore in 2025. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm selling him short a little bit. Yeah, I was thinking about trading for him as well. I know he was being shopped around a little bit. So, I mean, it's obviously good if you have Malik Willis shares. Obviously, it's good. But we'll see. We will see. Isaiah Likely to the Giants. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a pretty nice move. I will say this about Likely. Theo Johnson's not going away. They're either going to be running a lot of 2 tight end sets, or is Likely going to be a little bit in the situation like he was in Baltimore, because I don't think Likely was, like, he was not benched, but like he was sidelined a bit because, Mark Andrews was just this incredible, way better pass catcher than Likely. It was more that Mark Andrews can do everything as a tight end, and Isaiah Likely does not block. So, he's going to a team where there's, Wan'Dale's gone. Malik Neighbors is coming off a ACL injury, a major knee injury. What is this team? Do they draft a Carnell Tate or something? Possibly. But like, this team is probably going to be running a lot of 2 tight end sets. So Likely is going to have to probably be a little efficient. I don't know if I see a huge jump for Likely. I see a jump, but I don't know if I see a huge jump for him. Just kind of looking at his, let's see here. Looking at the course of his career, like, yeah, I mean, is he going to be better than what he was in Baltimore, where his best season was 42 for 477? Most likely, and no pun intended there. But I don't necessarily see this huge jump into, the elite tier or something like that. Just, again, pulling up the tiers of tight ends here. We got Likely moving up 3 spots. Okay, he's ahead of guys like Ferguson, Brenton Strange. That's fine. Is he going to move ahead of Dalton Kincaid and Gadsden? Maybe. But, like, I don't think he really should be, because I think he's probably closer to, like, a Jake Ferguson and Brenton Strange than he is, a Sam Laporta or, what Kyle Pitts did last year. I don't know if I see Likely going on and being like this 1,000-yard tight end, receiving tight end or something. The only thing that could lead to that is if, like, Neighbors is going to miss the first month and Likely just puts up, 350, 400 yards that first month or something like that. So I think it's good, obviously. I think it was a little bit predictable. It was a little bit predictable about him joining with Harbaugh. But again, I do think Theo Johnson is going to be a little bit of a thorn in his side, if I had to guess. So was the next big one. Michael Pittman traded to Pittsburgh. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't feel great about this. Like, I don't know. I don't. One, they don't have a quarterback technically, right? Like we don't know if Aaron Rodgers is coming back. Kind of sounds like he is going to come back, potentially. But we don't know who their quarterback is, first of all. I don't think Pittman's a better receiver than DK Metcalf. Now, he's a different receiver, and the Pittsburgh Steelers desperately needed a consistent second option. They didn't really have that last year. I mean, if you go back and look at the Steelers' 2025 season, their leading receiver obviously was Metcalf, and then it was Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell with 486 yards, Pat Freiermuth with 486 yards, Calvin Austin with 372 yards. They desperately, I think this is good for the Steelers. I don't love it for Michael Pittman at all. They did go out and pay him. I think he's a solid receiver, but man, he kind of goes to the situation where it's like, I don't think he's the best receiver on the team. Now, could he potentially fit, like if Aaron Rodgers comes back, could he potentially fit Aaron Rodgers' like gameplay and style a little bit? That is possible. Like if you think about the guys that have succeeded with Rodgers over the last several years, obviously Devontae Adams and Garrett Wilson. And, I'm talking about Garrett Wilson, his first like 4 games of the 2024 season. Go back and look at that. Like Garrett Wilson was being fed targets before Devontae Adams came, right? I think he had a 23 target game or something. I guess Pittman fits that mold a little bit more than like a Metcalf does. So there is a chance that just like Pittman's more of a receiver, is more of a receiver than that fits Aaron Rodgers. Odds that Pitt goes after Mac Jones. How would you feel if they draft Ty Simpson? I don't know if the 49ers have really any incentive to let Mac Jones go. Like, you have Brock Purdy there. They are Super Bowl aspirations. They just signed Mike Evans. Like a team's not going to sign Mike Evans if they don't have Super Bowl aspirations. They have Super Bowl aspirations. They know that they can win with Mac Jones. They won last year with Mac Jones, and they're paying him like nothing. So like, do they target him? Sure, but like, what does Pittsburgh have to give up? Like for a Super Bowl team, you need a backup quarterback, most likely, right? You're most likely in today's NFL, your quarterback's going to miss a couple games. So what are the odds? Like, I don't know. If they drafted Ty Simpson, I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all because I think Ty Simpson probably needs a year to, to sit behind it and stuff. But yeah, I wouldn't mind the Ty Simpson trade. Would you trade Bucky for the 104? Would I trade Bucky for the 104? So assuming here, Andrew, Bucky is, the 104 is going to be, the 104 is going to be Mendoza or wide receiver 3, right? If it's not Mendoza, I guess if Mendoza's gone, wide receiver 2 in this draft class. I think I keep Bucky, to be honest. I think I keep Bucky. We'll get to Kenneth Gainwell here in a second. I think I keep Bucky. I think I do. I don't mind it. I don't mind cashing out Bucky for the 104. But, like, I think Bucky's a really good player. I look at Bucky in 2025. Here's his here's his reference page here. Look at his first 4 games, Bucky, before he got hurt. If there was any question if Bucky could be kind of like the lead guy, look at his first 4 games here. Now, his rushing average wasn't great, but he caught 19 passes in 4 games. Yeah. He was on pace for a 1,000-yard rushing, 800-yard receiving, 80 catch. He didn't really have the he had two receiving touchdowns, right? So like he was on pace for a crazy game. Look at his snap share here. 75, 71, 73, 61 is the game he gets hurt. I assume he got hurt, in the second half of that game, right? And then he misses a bunch of time, and then you kind of come back and look here, right? So you come back and look here, and he's playing less. Obviously, he didn't seem to be 100% right. Sean Tucker got a little bit used here. So I guess my whole point here is like, I think that Bucky is going to be very good. I don't think he's going to be the third down back. That's obviously going to be Kenneth Gainwell. But he's probably, I would assume that Bucky is going to get is going to be getting a lot of the goal line work and stuff like that, right? Because Sean Tucker is a free agent. They let go, Rachaad White's gone and stuff like that. So I think I probably keep Bucky, but I don't hate it, Andrew. I don't hate it. Let me get back here. Got offered the 112 for Tootin. I might just hold Tootin for now. That could be the move, though. Like, I'm a little bit skeptical on if Tootin can be the guy. I'm a little bit skeptical. If they're going to use him as the guy. They have LaQuint Allen there and stuff like that. Do they go out? Do the Jags go out and try to bring someone? We got to look at still remaining free agents. Let me plug in my charger. We still have to look at remaining free agents and stuff like that. This draft class isn't necessarily that good. Off the top of my head, I don't think there's many running backs left, right? Rico Dowdle signed, Kenneth Gainwell signed, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, Javonte already signed. I think it might be worth holding Tootin at this point there. So feels terrible after trading my second and third, hoping he would get a good landing spot. Is this for sorry, I was responding to a message. Is this for Pittman, Bubba? Yeah, here's a good thing here, like Kevin, if you are, John bought him for the 201 before he, had the backfield to himself. Into the moon. Yeah. I think you got to bet, like, this could be the right move. I'll acknowledge that. Like, we could be looking at it in a year and just being like, oh yeah, they drafted someone in the third round and Tootin's role didn't change or something. But I think the move is just to hold Tootin at this point. I have Genty, Gibbs, Brees, Bucky, AJ Brown, and Flowers, so I wasn't sure if I should draft the younger wide receiver. If you can start all those guys, Andrew, can you start Genty, Gibbs, Brees, and Bucky each and every week? I don't mind just going for like whoever the best player is. Again, I don't hate it. I don't hate getting the 104 for Bucky. I think I personally would just keep Bucky, though. Yeah, it does feel terrible. With that being said, again, like, he could just fit Rodgers a little bit better, right? Kenneth Gainwell to the Buccaneers. Like, I think Kenneth Gainwell is like a very, very good player and very solid. I was talking about this. Like, I wouldn't have been shocked if he went to a team like the Chiefs or something. Is Kenneth Gainwell going to be good as last year? Sometimes, like, everything kind of like just worked out well for Kenneth Gainwell. Baker will take off and run a little bit more than Rodgers was going to do. I don't think Kenneth Gainwell catches 70 passes, but does he put up 800 total yards with 50 catches, 55 catches, and he could find the end zone half a dozen times? Yeah, and that's going to be a pretty good PPR back. So I think this. I don't hate this for like Bucky Irving. It's essentially the Rachaad White placement. I hope they just give Bucky like my biggest fear for Bucky is that they do give Kenneth Gainwell 115 carries. Can they bring Kenneth Gainwell down to 75 or 80 carries and give those extra 30 or 40 carries to Bucky? Like that's what I hope. So, I don't know if there's much fantasy news here. Like, I don't think this necessarily changes a whole lot for Kenneth Gainwell outlooks, but I do think he's a really nice player. Moving on, Daniel, I missed this one. Okay, Bellinger with the Titans. I don't care too much. I think Gunnar Helm is probably the guy here. Algier to the Arizona Cardinals. I mentioned and talked about, and who said they were waiting for me? There you go, Bubba. I was expressing these last couple of months that I was very out on Trey Benson, and I was kind of out on Trey Benson. And just because of a new coaching staff, you had a third round running back with a new coaching staff, and a guy who just hasn't done anything. Like Benson just hasn't done anything, right? I think this is a very interesting move. However, I do think James Conner is going to get worked. Still a lot of work. I still think James Conner is going to get a lot of work. So it might be a frustrating backfield. Like I was a little bit excited about James Conner, and they reworked his contract, by the way. So they're essentially keeping him. Now he'll be 31 years old and stuff like that. He's coming off a foot injury. This is their insurance here, but I'm not going to be shocked. He should be their RB1 and Connor's RB5. Like if you were to tell me that both Algier and Connor stay healthy all year long, I think that Connor outperforms Algier. Now, that's a huge if, because James Conner, I believe, has only stayed healthy in his career once in a season, 16 games in 2024. But I still think James Conner is a very good running back. I think like he just fits whatever scheme you're going to use. He does everything right. He can catch the ball, run between the tackles. He's kind of the engine of that offense a little bit. So like, I don't really hate, Algier going to here. I don't know if it's the best landing spot for him though, personally. But I don't really know what else would have been better. Maybe like a Minnesota or Denver. I wonder if Denver was in on him. I kind of mentioned on Sunday, like I wouldn't have been shocked if Denver was in on Tyler Algier. They didn't pay him a lot of money, right? Like two years, $12 million. So that kind of like shows you where people were at with Algier. Like if someone thought of him legitimately as like a starting running back, they could have probably paid him more and gotten him. Yeah, we see Linderbaum to the Raiders. We see it. I'm a Chargers fan, Rick. I mean, I was more of a Chargers fan a decade ago, and then they decided to leave San Diego. But yeah, I don't know. I do think that James Conner is going to be very annoying for Algier in 2026. So I guess that's my opinion on him. And I just don't think Algier, he's probably going to need a James Conner injury to really be a difference maker in fantasy, I would assume, for 2026. Like he doesn't really catch the ball, Algier. Even in his big year in Atlanta, he only caught 16 passes. He's never caught more than 18 in a season. So, like, I think James Conner is a better pass catcher than him. So I think a lot of the pass catching work's going to go to him. I think Arizona is going to plan to probably run the ball a lot. Yeah. They're going to run the ball a lot, I would assume. By the way, I think Arizona was 100% in on Malik Willis, and they missed him, and then they went out and got Minshew and said Brissett's our starter. So, but yeah, I mean, I think Algier is a very good player. I just, is this better for him than Atlanta? Absolutely. But without a James Conner injury, I don't know if he's going to be much better than like a flex-worthy type of play, touchdown or bust type of play. So that's just kind of how I feel about Algier. Travis Etienne to the Saints, and he got paid, man. 4 years, $52 million. What was Kenneth Walker? Was it 3 years for Kenneth? 3 years, $43 million. Okay. But man, Etienne got paid. Going to the Saints, I like it. I like it a lot. I hope Alvin Kamara is no longer there because I'll like it even more for Etienne. Let's see what Alvin Kamara's contract looks like. Man, they have a lot of dead cap, so he's probably just going to be there, right? I still like it. I mean, I like Etienne a lot. I think he's a very slept-upon player. Devin Neal stocks are, unfortunately, they're dead. Audric Estime, if you had any of those. Kendre Miller, if you were still holding on to those. Now, I like the Saints. I think they're going to be a very good offense. If they get a receiver in there, this Saints offense can be sneaky good, man. I mean, you got Olave. If you draft a receiver, maybe like a Carnell Tate or something, they got their running back. You still have Kamara there. You have Juwan Johnson. Like, I think this is good for everyone on the Saints to get a run game. I think it's just going to help move that ball a little bit, more touchdown opportunities for everyone. So I'm excited about Travis Etienne. I think he was kind of a steal that we all overlooked last year, and he goes out and gets paid, man. And I think he's going to be just very good for the next couple of years. I think he's going to be very, very good. So, I think it's a really good move. Now, I will say this. If we go to our favorite website, Tankathon, Chiefs and New Orleans go out and pay their running back a lot of money. What does that tell us? And I think, Rick, it was you that brought this up or someone else that brought this up. That probably tells us that Jeremiah Love they're probably getting word that Jeremiah Love is gone before their pick. I can't imagine, especially like the Saints, if they thought they had a legit chance to get Jeremiah Love. I mean, I can't imagine that they would have gone out and paid Etienne, right? I can't imagine that. Like, if you thought you were going to get Jeremiah Love, you would much rather have Jeremiah Love on a rookie contract than paying Travis Etienne, right? So I think we're going to see Jeremiah Love potentially go to the Titans, to the Giants, or to the Commanders. I don't see Love falling outside the top 7. So, and again, I think he could go as high as 4th overall. It wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me whatsoever. So that's good news for Jeremiah Love. But yeah, I like the Etienne. I think it's kind of rinse and repeat for Etienne. Like, he has top 12 potential. We'll see with Kamara and what Kamara is, looking like there. But I think he has top 12, top 15 potential for sure. What else we got here? Malik Willis we looked at already. Did I go out of order here? What happened? What happened here? This is all the teams. Hang on. Deal. I think it went out of order a little bit here. Kenneth Walker, we talked about. Yep. Okay. Maybe I just went and searched. Anzalone, Cade May. Yes. Bellinger. Yes. Algier, Etienne. Wandow to the Titans. Sure. I don't know, man. Like, again, I think you were kind of hoping to sell Wandale to like if you weren't contending, kind of hoping to sell maybe Wandale to a contender, but like Wandale just caught 92 passes. The last 2 years, Wandale has caught 185 catches, and he's just barely over 1,700 yards in those 185 catches. He caught 92 passes last year. He just barely got over 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's not going to be a touchdown guy. I would be a little bit surprised. I mean, maybe he catches 90 more passes, but what does he do with that? Gives you 1,000 yards? Like for PPR, sure. For Cam Ward, sure. They need weapons, right? For Cam Ward, I think it's fine, but like, I don't know. I don't. If I can sell Wandale, I'm 100% selling Wandale. I mean, it's good that he got paid and stuff. He's had 2 good years back to back, catching a lot of passes, but it's just like, man, 2024, the guy caught 93 passes for 700 yards. That's insane. What else do we got here? Jalen Naylor to the Raiders. Rick, explain this one. I think everyone was shocked that he got this much money. That being said, obviously, like Naylor was buried on that depth chart. And Naylor had a couple good games here and there. Like he would pop every now and then. He was a 6th round pick. I think he's athletic. He can pop a little bit here and there. Like he had a couple games where he, 5 for 76, 5 for 81 and a touchdown. He caught, over 100 yards last year. We'll see. I mean, opportunity is 100% there for him. And if you're holding on to Naylor stocks, it obviously went up significantly, right? Like I have to imagine, like, you potentially, if you play in a deeper league, then you potentially could be seeing Naylor as like a starter this year. Like again, in our listener leagues, 12 by 12, Naylor could absolutely be a starter there. So good for him. I think he's a very athletic player. Obviously buried on the depth chart, but we'll see what happens. He was buried. Hopefully learned a lot behind Jettas and under KOC. Yeah, I kind of feel the same. Let's see what his actual contract is. And they need weapons, right? They need weapons for Mendoza. And, they couldn't go out and get looks like we don't got the details to the contract yet. I mean, 23 guaranteed. So that's probably really like a 2-year contract, right? I mean, 3 for 35, right, is essentially 12 a year, 11 and a half a year, or whatever. 23 of that's guaranteed. So it's essentially a 2-year contract for him. So we'll see what happens there. Mike Evans to the 49ers. Wow. 2 years, $48 million. No, 3 years, $60 million. Oh, man. What are we thinking about Mike Evans to the 49ers? Do we think that Mike Evans is their leading receiver next year? Is it Mike Evans? Would you take Mike Evans or the field? If I gave you Mike Evans right now or the field, and the field right now doesn't look great. So the field is Ricky Pearsall, Demarcus Robinson, George Kittle, McCaffrey. If I'm giving you Mike Evans or the field, who's leading the 49ers in receiving yards here? The power plant going to take him out. Evans getting hurt. Yeah, the power plant. Mike Evans has been hurt, soft tissue stuff. Collarbone, was it last year as well? So there is that. He's been missing some games the last couple of years. He's going to be 30. He's going to be 33 before the season starts. Maybe Pearsall can be healthy. That's a big maybe there. I don't know why I can't. There we go. That is a big maybe for Pearsall. A big maybe. I mean, look, Evans is in a better situation than where he was yesterday, right? Like if you have Evans, you're not trading him. You can't trade Evans right now. Like people aren't trading for 33-year-old wide receivers for the most part, we did see a trade in one of our listener leagues, and Evans was involved. But like for the most part, Evans is not being traded. So you at least say to yourself, well, he's in a better situation than where he was yesterday. And the 49ers desperately need receivers. I think they draft someone as well, maybe like a Concepcion or something. But could Mike Evans go out there and catch 12 touchdown passes? 1,000% he could. So, and we've seen, by the way, receivers be very productive. It's not crazy to say a receiver can produce at the age of 33. Steve Smith was 33 in his 2012 season. He put up 70 catches, 1,100 yards, 4 touchdowns. In his age 35 season, he had 79 catches, 1,000 yards, and 6 touchdowns. He comes to mind. Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith was like really good late in his career. At 35 and 36, he was awesome. So it's not crazy to think that one of these guys, Antonio Brown, was pretty good when he was with the Buccaneers, I believe. Antonio Brown was pretty good there for a while. His age 33 season, Antonio Brown, in 7 games had 40 catches for 500 yards. So it could happen. It could happen. I mean, I don't like, obviously, if you can get an early second, a late first for Evans, like, you take it, but I don't think anyone's giving that up for Evans, and all his efficiency numbers were down last year. So, I mean, you just got to wait and see what he does during the season. Zion Johnson, man, I can't believe that. Charlie Kohler. Oh, that's actually really good for the guys. This is a really good move for the Chargers. And I'm not even being sarcastic or anything. Charlie Kohler is the best run blocking tight end, probably on the free agent market. One of the best run blocking tight ends in the entire NFL. This is great news for Amarian Hampton. Fantastic news. I missed this. This is really, really good news for Amarian Hampton. So you're going to get, it's not going to affect Gadsden at all. It's like kind of the dream thing. Like, Kohler's going to go out there. He's not going to affect Gadsden or anyone else. He's only going to help block for Amarian Hampton, essentially. He's going to be, if they get offensive line injuries again, he's going to go over there and be helping an offensive lineman. So this is a really nice signing for the Chargers and their run game. J.K. Dobbins back with the Broncos. I like it. Gets a decent, gets decent money. I'm sure that's more of a 1-year contract than anything. Man, if J.K. Dobbins can just stay healthy, like, he can still be productive. Like, it's amazing how many injuries this guy has had in his career, J.K. Dobbins. But, like, his last 2 seasons on a per game basis have actually been pretty good. He averaged 69.6 yards per game with the Chargers back in 2024. Let's see here. So his yards per touch over the last 2 seasons have been 4.7 and 4.9. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. If you get over 5 yards per touch, that's really good. Like, elite is like getting close to 6. Like, Saquon Barkley in 2024 averaged 6 yards per touch. If you get close to 5, that's like really good. J.K. Dobbins has averaged over the last 2 seasons 4.8 yards per touch. So he gets in a season where he can put up 250 touches or something. We're looking at a 1,200-yard guy. So I kind of like this for J.K. Dobbins. Like, I'm not super worried about like R.J. Harvey just taking over the backfield. So Daniel, happy Monday to you. It was a great Monday, of course, because we got a lot of football news here. What else we got? Mariota with the Commanders. Okay. I was kind of hoping, like, does Mariota go in there and potentially sign with someone and compete for a job? Kate Otten back with the Buccaneers. Okay. Tua to the Falcons. Oof. Interesting here. What do we I mean, 1 year, 1.3 million because he's getting paid. So obviously this is a great contract for the Falcons. Michael Penix might not be healthy to begin the year. Watch out for this one. This is a sneaky, like, does Tua just hold the job from Michael Penix? Just watch out for it, because if Tua is going to start the year and the Falcons are playing well and winning games, does Tua just hold on to that job? I mean, they got a whole new coaching staff. Stefanski's in there and stuff. Like, he has no loyalty necessarily to he has no loyalty to Michael Penix. So this is like a sneaky, okay, like, let's see what happens. You know, obviously Tua shares are just in the dumps, but like, you got an opportunity here for Tua to start. So I don't think it's a terrible thing. Travis Kelce resigns. I think we kind of figured that was going to happen, but you know, Kelsey's probably going to do similar to what he did last year. And honestly, like, even if he doesn't, so last year, Kelsey had 76 catches, 850 yards. Even if he drops by like 20%, if he just catches 3 more touchdowns, that can make up for it. So good to have Kelsey back, unless you hate the Chiefs. Rashid Shaheed back with the Seahawks. Good move for the Seahawks for sure. Rashid Shaheed, unfortunately for fantasy, I don't know how relevant he can be, but Kendrick Bourne with the Arizona Cardinals. Kendrick Bourne, man, just keeps on keeping on. Like, dude's a professional receiver. He's been in the league since 2017. Professional receiver there, undrafted out of Eastern Washington. What a career Kendrick Bourne has had as an undrafted player. Let's see what his career earnings are. I'm always curious about this. Kendrick Bourne career earnings, $30 million for Kendrick Bourne. I don't even know if that includes this contract. So what a career for Kendrick Bourne. Doesn't really mean much for fantasy. Rico down to the Steelers. Someone was talking about this. Rick, do you think Kelsey is a buy target? Mac Jones is the offer on the table, but I think I'd rather hold Jones. I would. So, Rick, a couple questions here. 1, are you competing? 2, is it a tight end premium league? And 3, I assume it's a super flex league, right? If you're competing, it's a heavy tight end premium, and you know, you're pretty good at quarterback. I don't mind that trade because I don't think Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is going to be the backup for the 49ers. So you know, you have to keep that in mind. Like, his stock's probably going to fall unless, you know, Brock Purdy gets hurt. But if you're not competing, obviously no Kelsey. If it's no tight end premium, I think I'm just going to keep Mac Jones. So, but I think he is a buy target. I do think he is a buy target because, you know, his value is already like down a little bit. So, Rico Dowdle to the Steelers. This is a fun one. He's going to be, you know, he's going to pair well with Jaylen Warren, I think. I guess. So what happens here? Like, does Jaylen Warren become Kenneth Gainwell? Or is Jaylen Warren going to be kind of like what he was last year? So Warren had a good year, man. He averaged 5.1 yards per touch. He averages over 5 yards a touch in his career. Maybe he pushes Warren for usage. It's possible. It is possible that he pushes. I think there's a chance that maybe Warren becomes a little bit more like what Kenneth Gainwell was. Like we see, so Warren had 211 carries last year. Maybe we see that drop by 40 or 50, but we see his catches go up from 40 to 60, and that kind of makes up for the difference there. And then Rico Dowdle gets his. What's it mean for Caleb Johnson? For Caleb Johnson, it is not good news, I would say. Only 2, would you say 2 for 12, Sourcey? 2 for 12, yeah, that's not a great – I thought he would get a little bit more. I mean, I guess he's getting $6 million a year. Javonte got $8 million a year, so I guess it's not that far off, but only 2 years. Competing, have Fannin in a half-point tight end premium. Kelsey would be depth. My only playable bench player is Worthy, so it'd be a KC stack. And FKC always. A half-point tight end premium doesn't move the needle a whole lot for me. That being said, if like your only bench player is Worthy, like Kelsey could be a pretty easy. Like if Worthy's your best player on your bench, then like Kelsey could be a nice bench piece to play during bye weeks because it is a tight end premium to pair him with Fannin. So I don't mind that move, Rick. I don't mind the move. Again, the half-point tight end premium doesn't move the needle a whole lot for me, but yeah, I don't mind that move. Schultz announced it within the hour, 12 million for 2 years. Yeah, but like that being said, now you have obviously a different coaching staff in there and stuff. Arthur Smith is gone and all of that, but like the Steelers, like Aaron Rodgers, if he's back, he's going to be dumping off to his running backs a lot. I mean, he threw almost 120 passes to Warren and Gainwell. So, you know, like I don't hate this for Rico. Like what other places could he have gone? Obviously, like Kansas City, Minnesota still needs a running back, right? Stuff like that. So I don't hate it, but yeah, I mean, your time to probably sell Rico was when he was just going nuclear there in the middle of the season. So that is Cole Strange to the Chargers. That looks like it's about it there. So if we look at remaining free agents here, huge for Chuba. Yeah. And I think we kind of knew though that Dowdle was going to leave because I don't think Carolina wanted. They already invested into Chuba. They invested a second or third round pick into Trey Benson. Trey Benson, man, sneaky. Go out there and see if you can get him in a throw-in in the trade. Like he's going to have a chance to compete for this backfield, and we saw Chuba lose his job to Dowdle. So, you know, like Trey Benson, sneaky, maybe even like a Trevor Etienne or something. So where do we got? What do we got with like best remaining free agents? Let's see here. We got quarterbacks that haven't signed. Kenny Pickett's on the Panthers. Okay. Minshew. I don't know why Minshew didn't pop up there. Minshew. Oh yeah, sorry, John. I do mean Jonathan Brooks, not Trey Benson. You are 100% correct. Same draft class though. But yeah, Jonathan Brooks, I think, is a sneaky, throw in if you can. So, yeah, no one really at the quarterback position. Running backs. Why? Oh no, I want to see available quarterbacks. I'm not even looking at the available. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Zach Wilson, I think is a sneaky. Watch where he goes. Tyrod Taylor. There's still some quarterbacks out there to go out there and grab. Running backs, Mixon, Najee, Eckler. I think Eckler could go somewhere and be a pass catcher. Man, not much else here. Not much else here at the running back spot, though. Like, it kind of dried up very quickly. Like, is Joe Mixon the best one? I don't even know if he plays anymore. Najee's still out there. But yeah, the running back draft free agent class is not looking great. Wonder where Romeo goes. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go back to the Packers, to be honest. Expected him to sign go to San Francisco before they have been signing. Yeah. Maybe Romeo wants a lot of money. I mean, there's still some good wide receivers out there. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, Debo Samuel, I think can give you a year. Darnell Mooney, like I think he could give you a year somewhere. Marquise Brown, not a whole lot, that will move the needle and stuff like. Jahan Dotson is showing. Didn't Jahan Dotson sign with the Falcons? It's showing him as a free agent. Yeah, he signed with the Falcons. I think that's like a sneaky. I don't know why that didn't show up either. I think that's like a sneaky. Yeah, it's not even showing up here. Is it not official or something? I know they're all like not official. I don't know. Am I crazy to think like I'm still holding out hope for Jahan Dotson to be something? Probably, but like Falcons aren't a terrible spot. Like who's their wide receiver two? So there's someone there. Yeah, Romeo Dobbs. Where does Romeo Dobbs go? I mean, man, the Patriots, like what are the Patriots going to do? What are the Patriots going to do? What are the Seahawks going to do? What are the Vikings going to do at the running back spot? Right, they didn't sign anyone, so it's going to be still some names. Obviously, the David Njoku still out there, Dallas Goedert still out there, Jonnu Smith. There's still some good tight ends out there. As well, but most of the fantasy guys are gone here. Romeo to the Pats or the Raiders, maybe the Commanders. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Pats, man, they were in on the Alec Pierce, right? On Alec Pierce, I think that would have been a perfect pairing. Honestly, I think I would have preferred Alec Pierce to go to the Patriots more, but they swung and missed. Like, go out there if you can, guys. Maybe go out and try and get Kyle Williams on your dynasty teams. I like Kyle Williams. I liked him as a prospect. They obviously didn't need him last year because they were getting good production from Stephon Diggs, Booty, Hollins, Demario Douglas doing his thing. But just a little sneaky Kyle Williams. Let's see what happens. So that is it for today, guys. I'll probably going to be live again. I mean, if something crazy happens tomorrow, I'll be live tomorrow, but probably not until Wednesday, just because I don't see a lot of big time names that I need to maybe go live for tomorrow. So Wednesday, my brother will be here. We'll kind of break them down even more as the dust settles a little bit. We'll be making videos about these guys, specific guys as well. So I appreciate you all that came out. John, Sorsey there, if I'm saying your name right. Rick, of course. Daniel, Kev, Bubba, Andrew, Julian, appreciate you all stopping in. Did I miss someone? I think I got everyone. Appreciate you all stopping in, though, and listening. And, yeah, we will see you guys all for sure Wednesday. And if not, if something crazy happens, like an A.J. Brown trade tomorrow, then probably go live tomorrow. So see you guys. Have a good night. And enjoy the free agency.